What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update today for 2021, as well as the two upcoming packages, the infrastructure package, known as the American Jobs Plan, and the next stimulus package, known as the American Families Plan, as well as what is going on in the world today. Several different things for you guys today. Two different announcements by the government. We're going to talk about the infrastructure package and the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, as well as a new provision that will provide some seniors with up to $1,500 extra in their pocket. We're going to go over all that in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. We have new videos coming out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with all your daily news and everything regarding stimulus programs, stimulus checks. Yeah, there's stimulus checks literally coming out on the state level, the county level, and the city level in some cases, as well as the fourth stimulus check updates. So yeah, there's a lot more than just really the main stimulus check coming out. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, and here we go. Okay, first up, the U.S. has extended the ban on travel to Canada or Mexico for non-essential travel and has extended this restriction until June 21st. And that's if they don't announce another extension after this. But as of right now, they have extended this travel ban to Canada and Mexico for another month. In addition to this, a big announcement by the Treasury and the IRS that they are now mandating cryptocurrency sales over $10,000 to be reported to the IRS. As you can see here, in an attempt to crack down on tax evasion and illegal activity, the U.S. Treasury Department has begun taking steps to mitigate potential problems relating to cryptocurrencies. The U.S. Department of Treasury announced a plan to tighten regulations on cryptocurrency markets and holders. The department worries that cryptocurrency could be used to facilitate tax evasion, among other illegal activities. It now requires any transfer worth $10,000 or more to be reported to the IRS. This is part of what we've been talking about, is that the IRS says that they're owed up to $1 trillion every single year, and part of it is through transactions like this. Basically, people might buy Bitcoin or Dogecoin or Ethereum or any type of cryptocurrency as an investment. Say they buy it for $1,000 and they end up selling it for $5,000. Well, technically, you're supposed to pay taxes on that. It's no different than buying a stock and selling it for more, or buying any investment and selling it for more. When you make a capital gain like that, you have to pay taxes on it. Well, cryptocurrency is not really regulated, and the IRS and the Treasury Department are now announcing these new regulations that any transactions over $10,000 needs to be reported to the IRS and thus paid taxes on. This is part of the Biden administration's push to receive as much tax money as possible so that they can pay for this next physical infrastructure package and this next stimulus package known as the American Families Plan. This is really one of the two major ways that the White House and the government is trying to shore up money to pay for these next two packages. Number one, as we said, the IRS says that they're owed up to $1 trillion every single year in money that's owed to them but isn't either reported or isn't collected because number one, they might not have enough enforcement, and number two, these transactions are not being reported. There's also a very, very controversial thing that the IRS is trying to get passed, kind of a rule or a provision where they can actually be able to go into your bank account and download every transaction for every person in America. So literally billions and billions of transactions. So this is something that could be happening in the future. I'll keep you up to date on this. A lot of people are very concerned because basically if the IRS and the government is allowed to go in without a warrant or a court order or anything like that, just if they're allowed to go in and download everybody's bank transactions for every transaction, for every person, they would do it if they were allowed to do it. Okay, so this is well past garnishment. This is just basically every transaction known to man for Americans could be known and downloaded by the IRS and the government. I don't think we want them to have that type of information on us. And if this is allowed in the near future, then I can literally see them forcing banks to give them all the information on everybody every single month. It's a very, very controversial issue. Not many people are for it. But on the other hand, it would give the government more money because if you bought a cryptocurrency for $1,000 and sold it for $5,000, well, the IRS would know about it because they'd see your bank transactions. So this is a way for the government to get money, although that's kind of an extreme part of it. They can definitely, do more of this where they're receiving the money that they're owed without that drastic transaction mandate. But yeah, we'll see in the future. I mean, that would be up to $1 trillion per year that they could use on stimulus packages and infrastructure packages, as well as there's another $500 billion a year or $500 billion a year that they're really pushing for it to be included in this next stimulus package or the next infrastructure package. Most likely the stimulus package, the American Families Plan, where they're going to force pharmaceutical companies to give you guys, us Americans, as well as the government, the same pharmaceutical prices for any pharmaceutical drug that they sell to other countries. So, for example, if Pfizer sells insulin, just as an example, to Canada for $9, they sell it to the United States for as high as $95. So, literally 10 times more, simply because they're allowed to, simply because supply and demand. But I mean, we're talking about different things here because we're talking about life saving prescriptions, right? If you need insulin or you need an inhaler, like me, I have an inhaler, you need that to survive in some circumstances. And some people literally die because they can't afford the medicine. So the government's going to be stepping in here, hopefully, and mandating this. So not only will it make prescription drugs cheaper for you for anything you have to pay for, most likely, but it will also save the federal government up to $500 billion a year. And between those two changes alone, they could get $1.5 trillion every single year, which is really enough to pass some. Let me see here. That's probably enough to pass like a $6,000 or $7,000 stimulus check for each person. So when we talk about monthly stimulus checks, there's two different proposals. Number one, by the U.S. Senate for a fourth stimulus check update. This is from Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks that would go until the pandemic is over. So think about 6 months. And then there's another plan from the U.S. House of Representatives from Representative Rashida Tlaib and Representative Jayapal for a one-time $2,000 stimulus check and then $1,000 monthly recurring payments. So if we think about just that, those two changes alone that would get the U.S. government $1.5 trillion a year. This could pay for $6,000 to $7,000 in stimulus checks every single year. Now, of course, they'd use some of the money for other things, like they want to use it for Medicare expansion, where they include hearing, dental, vision, hearing aids, and lower the eligibility age to possibly age 60 or age 55 without any additional fees or anything, basically giving you additional coverage with no additional cost and could be paid for with these Medicare pharmaceutical drug changes. And they could do literally stimulus checks for half the year at $1,000 a month without even raising any taxes, just by those two simple changes. Now, the one change from the IRS is very controversial with the being able to download your bank account transactions. They don't need it to do that one particular thing. They could probably still get up to 80% of the money by other methods. Number one is they want to give the IRS $80 billion more per year because they say that by having more people working at the IRS, former President Donald Trump reduced the people that work there because, well, he's anti-tax and probably rightfully so. Nobody wants to pay taxes, right? But they want to raise taxes, or at least President Biden does, to pay for some of these next packages. Now, there's probably a 50-50 chance that they can pass these next packages without raising any taxes at all. Remember, there's those two things that are $1.5 trillion without raising any taxes. President Biden, before he even came into office, just from his campaigning, he wanted to raise taxes on both the corporations and the wealthy, what he calls the 1%, because he thinks that they should pay their fair share or pay more share, right? There is about 100 out of the top 500 Fortune 500 companies, the largest companies in the United States that all make $1 billion or more, that pay $0 in federal tax every single year. So I do think something should be done about that. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think companies like Amazon, who made $11.2 billion in 1 year, should be able to go without paying any taxes at all, any federal taxes at least. And I think that's something they need to tweak a little bit. Where like if they find out companies making over $1 billion, maybe they have a minimum tax threshold of 15 or 20%, which is one of the proposals that's kind of being thrown around. Now, the push in Congress for a fourth stimulus check is really starting to heat up as we're starting to see more and more Democrats on board for the fourth stimulus check. We now have over 80 different lawmakers that have come out and physically said, verbally or in writing, that they are in favor of a fourth stimulus check and actually a monthly stimulus check. I believe all 80 of these are for the monthly stimulus checks, not just a single stimulus check. And these are just the people that have physically come out and verbally or said this or in writing. When all came down to time to vote, we'd probably get the vast majority, if not all of the Democrats right now, even without a major push that would be for a fourth stimulus check. In fact, President Biden himself and both his White House press secretary Jen Psaki have said within the last few days that the April jobs report and the retail sales report were so bad that it, quote, makes clear the need for more stimulus to pass the next infrastructure package and the next stimulus package known as the American Families Plan. And we also had a major announcement here within the last few days that the U.S. House Ways and Means Committee is urging President Biden to pass recurring monthly payments or monthly stimulus checks during this crisis, that more checks could keep millions of people out of poverty. And what's so important about this is the U.S. House of Representative Ways and Means Committee is the group that actually writes the bill for the fourth stimulus check. They're the most influential group. Well, them and the Progressive Caucus are the two most influential groups in the U.S. House of Representatives. The other major group is the Progressive Democrats, which are about half of the entire group of Democrats in the House of Representatives, over 100 members. And that's headed by Representative Jayapal, who is the co-sponsor of the $1,000 monthly recurring stimulus checks for the fourth stimulus check, her and Representative Rashida Tlaib. So there's actually more and more support going by the day for a fourth stimulus check and really a monthly stimulus checks. I think that there's probably a 50-50 chance it'll either be monthly or it'll be a single stimulus check. Probably worst case scenarios, they'll negotiate it down to a single stimulus check for the fourth stimulus check package. Best case scenario, we'll see either of the monthly stimulus check packages or checks in the next package. If you think monthly stimulus checks can't happen, well, you're not paying attention because they're already happening. And that is through the what they call the child tax credits. Remember, stimulus checks themselves are actually a tax credit. But the IRS is going to start paying out these child tax credits that were passed from the third stimulus check package. They're going to be paying $300 per month for children under the age of 6, and $250 per month for children over the age of 6 through ages 6 through 17. This is already passed for 1 year. So monthly stimulus checks, at least for children and the parent who claims them as a dependent, are already happening. This is already passed for 2021. And the Democrats want to increase this for more than just 2021. They want to increase it to either monthly checks to continue on until 2025 or even permanently in this next package. Now, from the third stimulus check package, there's actually another provision that was just changed or altered that can provide seniors up to an extra $1,500 tax credit or money in your pocket. Remember, tax credit means money in your pocket. If it's an advanced refundable tax credit, they can pay it to you via early stimulus checks, like these child tax credits or the regular stimulus checks. They pay it to you in advance. They don't make you claim it on a tax return. You only have to claim it on a tax return if you don't receive it and gets lost in the mail or sent to a wrong address, or for whatever reason you don't receive it. Then you can claim it on your tax return. Well, listen to this provision that has just been changed that could benefit millions of seniors. The Earned Income Tax Credit provides an incentive for people to work. And under the American Rescue Plan, the third stimulus check package, more workers without qualifying children will qualify for the credit on their 2020 tax return. And the childless Earned Income Tax Credit, which is kind of the mirror opposite of the child tax credit, there's the childless tax credit, amounts will be higher. For 2020 tax return, the maximum Earned Income Tax Credit uh, ranges from $538 to $6,660, depending on your income and how many children you have. However, there are income limits for the credit. For example, if you have no children, your 2020 earned income and adjusted gross income must be less than $15,820 for singles and $21,710 for joint filers. If you have 3 or more children, though, your 2020 earned income can be as high as $56,844. If you don't have a qualifying child, you must be between ages 25 and 64 years old in 2020 to claim this additional tax credit or tax refund, or money in your pocket, however you want to say it. However, the third stimulus check package, the American Rescue Plan, has changed this and expanded the 2021 earned income tax credit for childless workers in a few ways. First, it lowers the minimum age from age 25 to 19, except for certain full-time students. It also eliminates the maximum age limit of 65. So now older people without qualifying children can claim the 2021 tax credit. The maximum credit available for childless workers is also increased up to $1,500, $1,502 for the 2021 tax year. So basically, now if you're age 65 or older, you can qualify for this earned income tax credit. You do have to have a little bit of earned income. That's why they call it earned income tax credit. It's kind of an incentive to make people want to work, but you actually can get $1,500, an extra $1,500 stimulus check back from even having just a little bit of income. And now it's available for kids or adults under age 25. It's now age, what does that say, 19 through 25, as well as now seniors ages 65 and older are now eligible for this extra $1,500 tax credit. Absolutely amazing. I have another video on the earned income tax credit or the adult tax credits where you can get up to $6,600 by doing this. I'll link you to that video here in a moment. It has a lot more details. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. I'll keep you up to date on all these different tax credits and stimulus programs coming out on the state and county and city level, as well as the fourth stimulus check update today for 2021 that is on the fourth stimulus check coming out in the next package. Hopefully the American Rescue Plan, as well as the 2 years of free college, 2 years of free preschool that they're proposing in this next package, as well as increases for Social Security, as well as additional benefits for Medicare with no additional cost. So make sure to subscribe down below and click the bell icon to all notifications so you get reminder notifications when we go live, which is every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode because I don't want you to miss out on a program that might get you extra money in your pocket or your friends and families. You can click this video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is about the adult earned income tax credit where you can get up to $6,600. A lot more information on that and how to see if you qualify. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.